What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon, and it's a Tuesday, which of course means it's update day in the world of Rugby 25. We're going to take a look at the new update, go over the patch notes, test out some of the things going on in the main menu, and then of course playing a game and testing to see if what they've said has been changed has actually been changed. As has been the way with these updates, are we on for a really good day, or are we in for another lump of coal in Santa's sack? Who knows with Rugby 25 updates? Every week's a new experience, right? Sometimes, even if you're playing on a different platform, if you've been keeping up with the Discord or what's been going on the FAQ pages, I've actually been playing a little bit of the Xbox version as well as playing on the PC. Like today, totally different experience. Absolutely wild that different platforms literally end up being a different experience. Very, very odd. But let's jump straight into this one. We're back on the PC version today. And of course, there will be timestamps down in the description and in the timeline as well. There'll be little chapters so you can jump to any particular area you guys are interested in from this update. Now, we don't have patch notes per se from Steam today. They've been kept awfully quiet. But over on the FAQ page, Matt has actually come out with what the updates are. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of like the way these are written. They feel a little bit more in-depth, which is very nice. So I'll chuck them on screen so that we can have a bit of a read through them. New patch will begin rolling out tonight for Rugby 25. The following is included. Added a ruck hold ball option. Holding the Xbox A or PlayStation X will hold onto the ball in a ruck, protecting it against being stolen by the opposition. Holding the ball for longer time risks being penalised for not releasing. Now this feels like a bit of a direct fix to one of the issues going on at the ruck time at the minute, is that we don't understand why rucks get turned over. We don't know what happens. We have no way to stop it. We all understand probably by now the button combinations required to steal a ruck, but not why they happen. Whether it's 3-on-1 or 1v3, it doesn't seem to make any difference. Higher rated team, lower rated team. Turnovers just happen sporadically if you push the right buttons, but it also meant that you couldn't hold on to the ball, and it did feel a little bit weird when in the 70th minute playing as South Africa versus, I don't know, Uruguay, that they were able to get a turnover even though they had no one in the ruck. You know, so being able to just manually hold on to the ball, I think that's probably going to be a fun move. We'll test that out for certain today. We'll be interested to know how far that goes, because obviously you don't want it to just be a definitive, if I just hold the button, they can't do anything about it, because that'll make online matches a bit rubbish. You'll never be able to get a turnover. So again, there's another fine balance they've got to find in there somewhere. Adjusted evasion controls. The controls for evasion moves on offense have been adjusted with the right stick. Up being the bump off now. Okay, so bump off's changed from being the click down. It's now up. Left and right a sidestep, and down will be fend. These controls are camera relative as per the movement of the left stick. So side camera and end on camera will have different layouts. I'm going to hope that means they rotate based on basically the player's position. So down for fend is basically, you know, pulling away from where the player is running forward. So if you swap left to right, or if you're playing side camera, they should rotate with you. We'll give that a sort of test and see how that goes. I mean, we're playing side camera today, at least. Improved stamina system. The stamina system has been better balanced, including how difficulty levels impact the stamina drain. Now, I was playing a game on the Xbox last night, and I specifically was going for achievements. Achievements barely work on the Xbox version, by the way. I have had about 6 different achievements not popped last night. But was doing one game where I needed to be down 30-0 at halftime to make a comeback. So I literally spent the whole first half giving the ball back to them, not tackling, running the ball back over my own try line and dotting it down so that they could have an attacking scrum. And at the end of the first half, my props still had no stamina, even though they hadn't done anything. I had specifically not made them sprint. I wasn't tackling with them. They just ended up on no stamina. So the stamina adjustment, I'm looking forward to see what that means. Increased custom competition clubs. Increased the number of teams for competitions to 20. Corrected issues with playing finals formats and other single grand finals as well. Okay, great. That was one thing really missing. You know, it was only limited to 8 teams in a custom competition, so you got a little bit stuck with trying to do more broad. If you want to do your own version of a World Cup or something, you really got a little bit stumped with how you're going to be able to do that. So they've increased that to 20 now, which is good. And then finally, improved stability. We always enjoy a bit of improved stability. So, first thing to check out for us today then is going to be that competition mode. So let's dive in. Competition. We'll start a new competition, of course. We'll go down to custom competition. So number of clubs should now be increased, and is great, all the way up to 20. Use random teams. Yeah, why not? Do some random teams. Round robin, and then we want a grand final. You know what? It might be our grand final day today then. Because we might have to do. Let's just. I'm gonna simulate all these games, and we'll see what the grand final ends up being. And there we have it. I've saved you guys from the 1,000 explosions of simulate, and we're on to Georgia. Is this fair? What's the team rate? Oh, Georgia rated 83. To be fair, okay. I was going to say Toulon are certainly going to be rated highly. Well, we actually want to be. I guess I want to be the lower rated team because I want to test. In fact, let me go over to the side. I want to be Toulon then. Because I want to test how it works with it saying that the stamina things are going to change with difficulty, but also being able to hold on to the ball. I want to be the lower rated team because the AI should try and get the turnovers, and I should see about backing them off. So we're going to play as Toulon today. We're going to go over to France, and we want to test out the thing. Let's check it out on hardest. Why not? Let's give it a go, and we'll jump in and get a feel for this one. So that has worked. We've been able to get 20 teams in a competition. That's great. This is now the single grand final, so we'll see how that works. It doesn't necessarily say what the corrected issues are for this one, but I have had my own competitions where, again, the achievements don't work for actually saying you won a competition. You don't necessarily get awarded a trophy at the end. It just sort of ended the game, and that was that. So let's see if there's any difference between me doing a grand final for this custom competition. The improved stamina, we're playing on hardest difficulty. I'm expecting stamina to be, draining quicker. Therefore, we're probably going to need to use subs. And then we're going to be testing out these new Evasion control setup. And hopefully it will swap with us as the camera rotates from side to side. Because we already know they all work brilliantly on end-on camera to a level of unfairness versus people versus on-side camera. So let's see how that'll switch up for this one. And then, of course, also holding on to the ruck or the ball at the ruck using A. So a third button to add in now to the old rucking competition as well. Let's, as our Georgia boys run out, let me just skip past this because it's going to go on for a little bit of a while. We don't need to see all this going on. So, Georgia to get us kicked off and underway. They are the higher rated team. We are playing on hardest difficulty. So AI should be able to get turnovers as it lands here in the arms of our number 8. Let's just take that one in. And we've now got a new prompt below my head for holding on to the ball. I literally pressed that button for a second. We've given away a penalty. Well, at least we know it does penalise you if you hold on to them. I'm going to need to take a look at that to see if there's something on screen. I was looking over here to talk to you guys. I'm going to have to see on screen if there's something to display how long I'm able to hold. I'm not joking. I pushed that A button for less than a second. So let's see what happens the next time round. That was very. I thought it would maybe have like a countdown, or maybe there would be a bar on screen with the ruck to be able to see a difference. Right. Okay, we've got our first maul. We don't really care about mauls. No changes to the mauls as of yet. Let's. Whoa! That was a shy old pass. Now, like I said, I've been playing on the Xbox version as well, and it's been very interesting to see the difference. The way the AI passes is totally different to what I've experienced on the PC. There's a good first pass straight to the ground, bouncing off that guy. Can we get a steal? None of my guys are getting in the ruck, which is interesting so far. Oh, there's a first sidestep going in for Georgia. That's nice to see. In fact, they've got the ball to the winger. That's nice to see already as an improvement because, honestly, I've played so many games in the last sort of 2 weeks that have not got the ball to the winger once. So there's a bit of improvement. So passing looks like they're going to expand a little bit wider with passing, which is good. Let's go for a long line out, and they've stolen that line out as well. I still think the lineouts need a little bit of work on how they work with the steals coming in. I would like it to be a little bit more based around. Oh man, here come the bump offs. But based more a little bit around, whether they get the call correct or not. At the minute, it seems to just be if you're the higher rated team and you either do the line out parallel or in front of your opponent, you basically win every single one. Oh my goodness, was that multiple passes? Did I just see? I think that's the most passes I've seen since launch. I was going to say in this update, it's actually since launch. I think that was 3 passes in a row. That's we're making headway here. Okay, and this time they try and shift it out wide again. I mean, they're playing well so far. They've been able to get around me a few times. They're passing out wide. Doesn't help my defensive line is all over the place. So we try and get off the line a little bit quicker this time. It is something I've noticed from playing the Xbox version. Is it is always the same. The pass is always pass back. Now he's going to go one to the right. And a high tackle. And then what we've seen on other ones now is that they have the ability to pass far right again. But it is the same passing technique. It's not like they're choosing some clever tactical passes. It's always pass 10 meters deep, pass like a skip pass one way or the other, And now they have the ability to maybe even go one more, which is nice to see it's going one more. It does feel a little bit scripted. It does feel like you can probably, if they play it far back, it's almost not worth chasing the guy they passed it to. It's go wide and wait for the pass to come out to them. Still waiting to test some of our offensive moves because we've struggled to get the ball back so far. But let's give it a go. Okay, so we're going to start out. So let's start out with a sidestep with our number 8. Whoop! I ran the wrong way. Let's just go this way. Sidestep. That was a sidestep correct for us. Let's drop it back in. Go for a handoff this time. Handoff was successful using backwards from where my player was orientated. I was holding down the A button then to test, and they just still picked that up, so it didn't really make any difference. Let me see if I can get the ball back. The AI's bump offs, they've now corrected the bump offs and stuff, and the AI is going to go wild, I think, with the bump offs of that. On hardest difficulty, they really do love it. Can I have the ball back, please, Georgia? That would be very, very appreciated. Get in there. My guys are very slow to get into the ruck, I am noticing. I mean, the high tackles are numerous so far. We're struggling to... I mean, they could go for another 3 here. That is a couple of penalties now where we've seen, of course, going for the scrums, which was in the last update. They said they're going to reduce the amount of scrums from them, but so far it does feel like it has been pretty scrum based on the penalties. I know they took the first 3. I'm not sure even if the type of penalty influences what they do. Like a high tackle is more likely to be a scrum, or an offside penalty is more likely to be a 3 points. Right, there's our first turnover. Took a long time to finally get a turnover, so we have managed to get right. Let's hold A. Oh boy, I'm not sure this is brilliant. The hold A thing. I am holding that button down for less than a second, and I'm getting penalised for this. Now, you don't want it to be something you can just hold down forever and be able to do it, but I'm pressing B, I'm getting my 3 guys in, I hold down A, I can't even move to the pass button in the time it's already taking away from me, which is a bit over the top. You want to be able to hold it down, but it's... so far, my experience with it has been it's not even worth doing, because rather than having the chance of losing the ruck versus you're guaranteed to give away a penalty, is not great so far. I'll try and hold it down. I don't even know how to hold it down for less. I'm waiting for like my 3 guys to get into the ruck, and then pressing A. It's not a bad thing that it is tougher to get the ball back. That's a nicer pass by the AI. But I do like that they've added in these increased passes. But like I say, it's so... Now I'm going to just go right. Oh, well, I thought I had that guy marked, but they threw it into the guy in front of him. And they'll go for a box here. Right, we can have the ball back here. Let's go for the opposite side. Oh, well, eventually. Step it up, please. There we go. Well, let's go for the opposite side step. Wow, my winger ran out of pace. Running about 4 feet then. Let's just go one more. Okay. Got a nice little handoff there once again. We know the handoffs work this way. Second half will be interesting to see how the camera switches up. Let's go for a side step the opposite way. Still just did that red. I'm never quite sure what it means when the circle just turns red below your player when a side step sort of fails or something. It does seem to happen on the right, pushing right on the right analog stick far more. It just sort of becomes like a block of red and you guys don't actually do an animation. I've tried about 3 now trying to use right, which should be a sidestep the other way. And hasn't had a single one actually work yet. Everything else has worked fine. Let's try and go a little bit wider again. There we go. Right, let's try and go for a one-on-one sidestep. What? Why? My fullback has run out of stamina again. They've adjusted the stamina. I mean, that is apparent, but my boys are running out of stamina after about 10 meters. I could run 10 meters. His stamina is fine on there. My fullback there, what's his speed? Is 78. Does it say just sort of... Man, I mean, he's literally ran 10 meters there and run out of stamina. That might need a little bit of adjustment. Oh, that's a nice little bit of work by the... Oh, what a knock-on. Okay. Tough first half, but that's good. We're playing on hardest against a team rated higher than us. We want it to be a little bit harder. Let's resume. Let's do the side steps on the other side then. I've still not had one of those hold-ons work. If I hold on for a second, it's a penalty. If I hold on for less than a second, we've actually had 2 turnovers against us when using it. So I'm not sure if that's 100% on point yet. Let's see if we can just... It'd be great to be able to get someone in the air to steal them. I feel like those have also slowed down as well. I feel like I've had far less of them being able to actually steal the ball. Let's go for another line out. So we've done the evasion controls. Evasion controls, we're going to test this way to see if they work this way. This is the side they haven't worked on. The side camera. Let's go, in fact, let's go short, because I want to try and have them steal it a little bit less so we can actually test this out. Right, so, this way, try doing the handoff. Still not work. I haven't had a single one work on using the right analog stick. Pushing towards the right on both ends of the camera now. I haven't had a single one work out for me. And left seems to now be doing what it was when I was going right the last time. I just not convinced that these are... I'm just not convinced these work after half time on side camera. The side step down still works. I'm trying to use the handoff right. Doesn't seem to work. I don't know how to gauge that holding of the A button. I haven't had a single one. That's about 6 now that we've done. Let's go for an upwards one. That side step works fine on that one. Let's go left. What does left analog stick do? That red bracket wall again for it not working. I don't know why it does that. I've never had it do that once on end-on camera. It is side-on exclusive that does that. And it doesn't seem to be able to work. So still can't get handoffs to work this way round using it. Which makes me question what that update has done to the offensive sort of side steps. They have now changed bump off to being forward, apparently. I haven't had a single one work. But I haven't had the camera rotation hasn't come. It has obviously rotated it because the red brick is now happening on when pushing right instead of left. So here we go. Handoff time from distance now. Handoff doesn't work going this way, but it does go in the other way. We haven't had a bump off work as of yet. Oh, that's a point. I haven't tested my stamina and see if that makes a difference. It's also very hard to test whether this. I pressed A again that time. It's very hard to know what to do with the. As has been the experience with the rucks in this game. What do you want me to do, game? So you have to press A before you start adding people into the rucks. You can't press both buttons at the same time. So you press A, and then you've got to add players in. The players take so long to get into the ruck, you blow up for a penalty. If you don't press A first, the AI is just able to still get a turnover. So I'm pressing A now. Guys eventually get in the ruck. They didn't get a turnover that time. I don't know how you work out... I don't know how you work out when to press it. There's nothing on screen to suggest you're running out of ability to press A. It's not like there's a stamina bar burning down for your scrum half that you're trying to hold on to it. I'm not even sure why it's a penalty when I think about it. Why? When in rugby does that happen? When in rugby do you get a ruck and you get the ball and within half a second the ref blows a penalty against you? He hasn't said use it. It's not like I've held A the entire time. I would almost prefer that to be like a switch to be that if you won the ruck, you have to hold A for it to be presented to your scrum half, and then you have the 5 seconds to use it, like in rugby union, where the ref would then say use it, and if you choose to not get it out within that amount of time, that is the penalty. Oh, they've made a bit of a break here. I mean, stamina is on the ground. They've certainly made an adjustment, but I've got like, I mean, there are international players in the, in the Toulon side. You've got Paolo Garbisi and a couple of others, but I feel like that my boys are struggling to make any sort of distance. Let's see if we can get another turnover. I really want to test this A button out more. It's very hard to gauge. That's a nice pass. Unfortunately, I had someone marking that, and my flanker was over on the wing. That was a really nice choice of pass. Again, it's the same scripted back and across, and then, but now they can go across again, which is nice. That will catch a few people. I'm just going to run across. I'm not even going to bother with that guy, and then across again. Once you learn the script of what the AI is doing, it's really easy to keep on top of. I'm going to just go over here again. Yep, there we go. Shut him down. If they go out the back, I'm going to guess they're going to go right this time. Oh, no, they went left. Okay, that's nicer. So they've got a few more choices of passes. It's so strange to me that the way the AI played in early access was so, you know, on top of it. There's just nothing on screen to show what that hold ball does or how long I have to use it. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. I like the concept of, you know, it will stop you getting turned over constantly, but there's nothing on screen to display to you when to let go of A, how long am I allowed to hold it for, when do I start pressing it, because the AI can really get some big turnovers at any point, so I feel like I need to hold it down the entire ruck, but that seems to be a penalty against me. Let's see if we can go for one try in this game. We are losing 3-0 currently because I've been focusing so much on the rucks and stuff. Let's go for one little offload there. Oh, have we still got the Invincible Players? We've still got Invincible Players. So doing an offload will grant you an Invincible Player, and you will still go on. So they haven't fixed that, which is a shame. That has been a bit of a blight for me trying to do some of the Six Nations series on the channel, is doing an offload. They literally can't tackle you. You just walk your way through, get that. AI's done it to me a bunch as well, which is very annoying. And obviously for online play, you're doomed. Can't do anything about it. So let's knock this one over and go to some thoughts and feedback. Looks like we're going to win. Let's see if we get something different now with the competition. Custom competition we've played. We've won the grand final. Are we going to get awarded the trophy? Will the achievements pop for being able to do the custom competition? Let's see what happens. A very interesting panning camera across there. We've managed to get the win. We fought hard. A lot of our boys run out of stamina at most. Throughout very short distances, we certainly burnt through our stamina. He can't believe what's happened to him, and nor can he. I love that image is my favourite image in this entire game, because his face like pops to be a completely different reaction. It's been like that since early access. They've never changed it. It's like it's meant to be a different camera angle or something. I love that. Right, so let's skip through that. Achievement pop for me. Hey, there we go. We got the achievement pop. And we were able to win that competition. So it looks like they've managed to fix that, because that hadn't worked so far. Is that meant to be like a... Is that... maybe because I skipped... I think I pressed skip, which was dumb of me. I should have seen whether or not that gave like a trophy award at the end. I'm trying to think if I've done it before. I don't think if it did give me a trophy or not. But the competitions, you can now do 20. And the achievements now work for winning a competition as well on that. So... that looks good. That seems to have worked. So let's go over to the patch notes again from Matt and sort of go over our thoughts and feedback on this one. So, added ruck hold button option. Pressing A, it will allow you to hold on to the ball, protecting it against being stolen by the opposition. Holding the ball for a long time risks being penalised for not releasing. Now, I'm guessing the theory behind the button and the way it works in like the rugby union setting is it's meant to be you pressing A is basically your guy on the ground holding the ball. I'm guessing is what it's meant to be representing. But the way the actual animation plays out is that you holding A isn't really useful till you've already sort of got the ball or what have you. I'm guessing it's meant to be representing the guy on the ground holding onto it. Which, okay, yeah, you don't have a lot of time to be able to hold onto the ball, but the way the current button system works, it's very hard to know what I as the player are meant to do. You can basically only press A before adding your guys in at the ruck. And if you don't add the guys into the ruck, the AI still just stole it off me anyway. I tried doing it by pressing B and getting guys into the ruck first. There's still that awkward delay from your guys actually getting into the ruck. So it doesn't matter that you've pressed A. And then if you hold down A, and I'm not exaggerating, it is 1 second. It says a long time in the patch note. It is 1 second, and it's a penalty. So I don't know if that's influenced by how much the AI is pressing steel, and maybe, you know, if it's like, if you press steel 5 times and they hold down A the entire time, that's a penalty, in which case the AI is going to just smash that out. If it's a length of period of time, it doesn't feel long enough for it to feel useful. If anything, pushing that A just meant I gave them a penalty rather than a turnover. I'd rather give them the turnover, at least they'd have to work for it. At this point, I don't think that A button is even worth pressing for me. I'll do some more testing in my own time and get ready for Thursday's update as well, but it's not worth it at the minute. It just gives a penalty to the other side, which at the minute is still scrums for the majority, which is a shame because they were meant to fix that in the last update as well. Adjusted the evasion controls. With the right stick, up is now bump off, left and right to sidestep, and down will be fend. Now, that is rotational based on camera. Going from left to right on side camera, they all worked well. I wasn't able to get a bump off. I did try bump off a few times. For some reason, pushing right on the right analog stick on side camera is like 100% fail. Trying to do the bump off makes that bar around your player just turn solid red, as if like it just hasn't worked. I've never seen it do that on end camera. It's only a side camera issue. And then when we swapped sides at halftime, we lost the ability to fend. Even though the options did rotate with us, it looks like they rotated correctly. Pressing left for the bump off also didn't work, and pressing right for the fend also didn't work. It seems to be that on side camera, the right analog stick pushing right doesn't work, and hasn't worked ever. So that's a shame that one hasn't worked. It does seem like the rotation is now working, and we now have an understanding of how the camera influences the side steps and the bump off and stuff. But for me, it's still just not implemented. I could not get us. I tried. We must have been into double figures trying to do the bump offs or the handoffs on the going from right to left, and didn't get a single one to work. So for me, that's still not, consistent enough. We do it on the other way from left to right. It's 100%. It was 100% doing the handoffs. Absolutely worked perfectly, and I know from end-on experience, it's 100% all the time as well. There's clearly a discrepancy in playing from right to left on side camera. Improved stamina system. That's a word to use for it. The stamina system has been better balanced, including how difficulty level impacts the stamina drain. Now, nothing wrong with the idea of putting it on harder, that your stamina is going to burn more quickly. I'm guessing it's not meaning to do with, like at halftime, we looked at the players' fatigue. It's not that. What it means is the way, if you hold down sprint, how long you have to be able to run with the ball. And in the first half, I felt like I had some decent meters made. There was a couple of times in that game, though, where I held down sprint with players that had barely had the ball, and they ran 10 meters and gassed out. And they're like wingers and fullbacks. That needs to be more positional. I don't mind that system if you gave that to a tight head prop. A tight head prop sprint in 15 meters, he's probably gassed, right? A winger or a fullback, we saw it on the weekend. France versus Ireland, 78th minute. Damien Penaud, length of the field. Wingers' stamina should be able to keep up with it with a real-life game. I don't mind the system they've got now if it was maybe more towards the forwards. Lost their stamina quicker, like that front row or something, lost their stamina quicker. But wingers probably need to have that elongated... wingers and fullbacks draining like that, even on the hardest difficulty, feels a little bit unrealistic. And also, didn't really feel like it impacted the AI as much. The AI seemed to be able to sprint quite a lot as they wanted to, but my guys really sort of fell off as that one went on. Increase the custom competition clubs. Yes, you can now go up to 20, which is great, and corrected some issues when playing finals format and other single grand final. No issues with sorting it out. We were able to just skip through the matches, got onto the grand final, picked my team, went on. I didn't want to play all the cinematics and stuff. Played a game, finished the game, and got the achievement to work for being able to do it. Great. That all seems to work absolutely perfectly. And then finally, improved stability. Still no issues with my end for stability from crashes. It's the quick lineouts. We didn't have any. I'm specifically avoiding them because in so many games it ends up sort of breaking the game if you go for the quick lineouts. But, improved stability. Don't necessarily know what that means, but still not had any crashes for me. Overall... another sort of 50-50 update for me. The custom competitions at club is great. To be able to add in more clubs, to have 20 is awesome. People would love being able to create their own World Cup now. I think that's a really nice thing to add. The grand final seems to work, achievements work, and all that stuff's really good. The improved stamina system, I think, is still going to need tweaking to impact certain players over other players. I really don't think a winger should be gassing out after 10 meters, but a front row or a prop or something should absolutely do that. I like that, and hardest difficulty, you're going to struggle to make those meters up again, which I think that's good. I think that's a step in the right direction. Just needs to be integrated probably a little bit better. The evasion controls, I'm going to have to say I didn't notice almost any difference. The side steps have always been sidestep the same way. The only change is that bump off is now up on the right analog stick if you're playing end on. Side camera, it's now pushing right then left in your second half, but all the same issues still apply at side camera. I still can't use right on the right analog stick when going left to right or right to left. And I also can't use the handoff going from right to left the other way. It just is completely inconsistent with how it works. So they've changed the button layout, but I wasn't able to get a bump off to work, nor Does the handoff or the thing work going on there as well? So for me, that's not really that sort of any adjustment there. A 5 out of 10 update. The AI is passing better. We've got 3 passes in a row for the first time ever since launch, which is useful. It is a shame the passes are still so scripted. You know where it's going. As soon as they pass out the back, it's not even worth worrying about that guy. Run out wider and stop that guy. But tripping out wide to the wing now, the AI is using side steps and bump offs a bit more, so they're able to make more meters around me, which is useful. But yeah, still some things to work on. We look forward to it. Thursday's update, of course. Let me know down in the comment section, guys, your thoughts on this update, if you played it yourselves or if you've just been watching the video. Always enjoy hearing your thoughts and feedback as well. And I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.